Biden has been telling this massive lie lately.
So weird.
Actually got caught on it. But why do they do this when it's going to be found out? People are going to look into it. They're going to say, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't realize you got arrested in South Africa with Nelson Mandela. So let's look into that. Let's find out about that. Maybe we can get some video on that.
And they told it over and over again on the trail.
And over again, he's telling this story about how he was arrested in South Africa with Nelson Mandela. And then, I wasn't.
What's it?
Okay.
I do want to ask you about one thing that you've said repeatedly on the trail. I think it's 3 times now. You said that during a visit to South Africa, to visit Nelson Mandela, which I know was a very memorable visit for you, that you were arrested when you were there. Your campaign has come out since and said, no, you were separated from other people at the airport. But you did say arrest 3 times. Why?
Why? Good question.
Well, what I meant to say was I got off that. Look, I strongly opposed apartheid. I was one of the leaders. If you doubt it, go on JoeBiden.com and look at the exchange
what we
between
doubt
George
is why
Shultz
you
and me
lied.
and the Foreign Relations
Tell us about
Committee.
that.
And here's the deal.
Why'd you lie?
I was with a black delegation, the CDC, the Congressional Black Caucus. They had me get off a plane. The Afrikaners got on in their short pants and their guns, led me off first, and moved me in a direction totally different. I turned around and the entire black delegation was going another way. I said, I'm not going to go in that door that says white only. I'm going with them. They said, you're not. You can't move. You can't go with them. And they kept me there until finally I decided they were clear I wasn't going to move. And so what they finally did, they said, okay, they're not going to make the congressional delegation go through the black door. They're not going to make me go through the white door. They took us up, my memory serves me, through a baggage claim area up to a restaurant, and they cleared out a restaurant. I felt strongly about apartheid, one of the reasons we were there. And long after this, when Nelson Mandela was freed and came to the United States, he came to my office.
Right, but why did
you lie? He was one of the most incredible men I ever met. He sat down in my office,
why did you lie,
thanked me for trying to all the work I did on apartheid. And so that's the context.
Yeah, but why did you lie?
Arrested,
I didn't ask for the context.
I was not able to move.
Why'd you lie?
Cops, Afrikaners would not let me go with them, made me stay where I was.
But why'd you lie?
I guess I wasn't arrested. I was stopped. I was not able to move where I wanted to go.
Yeah, but why'd you lie? That was the question.
Guess I wasn't arrested. That's kind of something that sticks with you.
I guess I wasn't arrested. But I couldn't move for a minute.
I couldn't
move. That's the same as being arrested, right? That's a lot like somebody putting handcuffs on you. I couldn't move for a minute. Like, did they take me in handcuffs to the jail cell? No. But I did have to stand there for a minute.
Yeah.
I stood there, right there.
So when you're in line at the grocery store and you really can't move,
I was arrested. I was
that's
arrested
the same
in
as
line.
being arrested.
In line at Kroger, I was arrested.
Right, and Costco backs up on the weekends, man. That's like hard time.
I've been arrested many times at Costco.
Right?
Yeah, many times, because I've stood there a lot of times, and they asked me to go into one section, and I went in another one.
I tell you, some of those lines are so long, it's like they threw away the key. You just stand there waiting. It's like, okay, oh, I see. The members go on one side and the cart goes on the other side. Whatever. I feel like I'm being arrested right now, Mr. Costco.
It's unbelievable. I mean, that is unbelievable. And he's not held accountable.
No.
Because he's let off the hook by babbling this, let me give you context nonsense. I don't want the context. I want to know why you lied about it. Why did you lie, Joe?
And let me get this reference of Nelson Mandela coming to the United States. Let me slip that in there. I mean, what in the world? And of course, he waits until after the vote in South Carolina to admit this.
Yes.
Because he doesn't want his little story that he's been telling black voters in South Carolina the truth, that he was never arrested.
Amazing. It's amazing. I mean, and how does that help you? What? It just makes it look like South Africa was even worse than they were because they were arresting American officials, right? I mean, he went over there and he was a big apartheid guy or anti-apartheid guy, and so they arrested him for that because he's white and he's from the United States. Very strange. Really weird. I don't even know what any of that would have meant.
Yeah.
They arrested him because he wouldn't go through the blacks only door or the whites only door.
I don't know. Yeah, it's amazing how well he did among the black vote in South Carolina.
Oh, he got 64% of the vote.
Right, when he has a history of of insensitive remarks.
Played it a few minutes ago.
And even deeper than the ones that we played.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Buttigieg, handles a crisis wrong in his city and gets 2% of the vote in
Boy, they don't like
South
him.
Carolina.
They don't.
2% of the black vote.
That's probably one of the reasons he dropped out, because he's got no black support. I think he had 2% of the vote or something.
Correct.
And Sanders had 15, so it was 64 to 15 in the black vote for Biden over Sanders. Ooh, that's tough to overcome. You're not going to overcome that. In the Democrat Party, if that's the way this plays out tomorrow, Biden's going to win a lot of states. Mm-hmm. And apparently, he's got big plans for an African American woman.
Oh,
he talked about that as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to appointing the first African American woman to the United States Senate.
Wait, what? I'm sorry,
not
what?
to satisfy anybody, but
Wait,
what? Okay.
Is that a new job?
Is
of
that
the
a
executive?
new thing that we don't know about?
Oh, wow.
looking forward to appointing the first African American woman to the United States Senate.
You're going to appoint
the
first African American senator.
That's what he said.
Okay. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, because so what the president is going to do in the future
is appoint senators.
Right. So we took the state legislatures out of the equation, right? And we did popular vote in each state. And now
that was quite some time ago.
Right. So now's the next phase of America. It's where just the president of the United States gets to
just
pick
appoints
and choose.
them.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's going to be amazing now because there's not going to be these log jams between the Senate and the president.
Oh, that'll speed things up.
Because these will be who the president chooses.
And
it's going to be a lot faster now.
He'll probably choose people who are okay with his agenda, who are on board with it, and he'll get a lot of things through. So I didn't realize he was going to take that responsibility on himself.
There's just too many stalemates going on right now.
So the president of the United States, if it's Joe Biden, is going to start appointing U.S. senators.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. All right.
It's going to be a new day.
Could he screw up any more than he does? What are you talking about? You're going to appoint a black senator. What? That's bizarre. He was a senator. He knows how it works. What is going on with him?
Obviously,
what's going on?
He meant to say Supreme Court, I would imagine.
Maybe it was Supreme. He never corrects himself, though, so you don't know if he meant to say that or not.
Look, fat. He could do more push-ups than you.
You want to go out and do a marathon? You want to run a marathon right now? No.
No.
Okay, then. All right, then. Don't backsass me. Okay. All right, Joe.
And so was he asked about this over the weekend, about how terrible he is on the campaign
Chris
trail?
Wallace confronted him a little bit about, and he called it his shaky performances. Check this out. Here's what he had to say about that.
To do that. Mr. Vice President, I don't especially like asking you about this, but it is an issue in the campaign, and that has been your sometimes shaky performance on the campaign trail. Here's a story that you told at least 3 times about Nelson Mandela. Take a look.
He gets called
I
out
had the
again.
great honor of meeting him. I had the great honor of being arrested with our UN ambassador on the streets of Soweto trying to get to see him on Robbins Island.
Wait, what?
You now say you weren't arrested and it didn't happen in Soweto. You were at the airport in Johannesburg and you were stopped from going through the door for blacks. I guess the question is, were you confused or were you just trying to embellish a story?
No.
No.
No, what I was doing was talking about the fact that I was strongly opposed to apartheid. When we landed in we were going to Soweto, actually. We landed in Johannesburg.
Yeah, that's...
And the Afrikaners took me off the plane and took me in one direction.
Were they wearing shorts?
Wanted me to go through a white-only door. And, in fact, I wouldn't move. I said everybody else was going through
Pause it for a second. None of this has anything to do with what he's been asked.
Nope.
Again. What I was trying to do was I was talking about, I was strongly opposed to apartheid. Okay.
Hey, Chris, ever told you about how I want to appoint the first African-American woman to the U.S. Senate?
I'm going to do that when I'm president, Chris. I'm going to start appointing African-American women to the Senate. Oh, all right. All right, Joe. Thank you. All right, let's see the rest of this. See
if
if it ever gets to it.
I'm going with the black delegation that I came with. They said, no, you can't. And I said, well, I'm standing here. I'm not going to move. And they would not let me move anywhere. So I guess I should have said I was detained. I was not able to move forward. So what they finally did was they went out and they cleared out a baggage claim area, took us all up through the baggage claim area up and cleared out a restaurant. Look, and if anybody wonders whether or not what I said about my desire and my adamancy about apartheid, you've covered it. Go back and look at JoeBiden.com.
That's not what we're talking about, Joe.
No, you're right.
What's happened?
Did you go to JoeBiden.com?
Your record is clear.
No,
let me ask you, though, here's something else you said this week. Take a look.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Look me over. If you like what you see, help out. If not, vote for the other Biden. Give me a look, though, okay?
Vote for the other Biden.
You haven't run for the Senate since 2008.
Yeah, you're not a black woman, man.
No, the context was, I said to everybody, I said, look, I'm going to say the same thing that I've always said. Like I used to campaign in Delaware. I'd say, I'd knock on the door. I'd say, my name is Joe Biden, Democratic candidate for the United States Senate.
Look me over.
Look me over. If you like me, help me out. If not, vote for the other guy.
Sniff, sniff.
That's the sentence I repeated throughout making the case. And I said, and I'm here now to ask
His grandson's running for
look
Senate.
me over. It was in the context of how I said I ran, because the context was
doesn't make
you can't,
any sense
pointed out by Cedric and
Still
others
talking.
in my campaign, and
By my
and
Cedric
how I
and
ran
others.
when I ran for the Senate.
Why are you
was
lying?
People will not. They expect you to ask them. You have
This
to
is
earn
just
their vote.
nonsense.
Buy a shotgun.
Does anybody buy into any of that? I mean, that's crazy stuff. That's crazy. Then I love how the interview ends with Chris Wallace.
Oh, no.
Mr. Vice President, thank you.
Wow.
Thanks for your time. Please come back in less than 13 years, sir.
All right, Chuck. Thank you very much.
All right. It's Chris, but anyway.
Chuck.
I just did Chris.
Oh,
no,
wait.
I just did Chuck.
I did Chuck.
I tell you what, man.
I just
these
did
are
Chris.
Back to back.
No.
Anyway.
No, it's
I don't know how
okay.
you do it early in the morning, too.
Awkward.
Safe travels on the campaign trail. Thank you, sir.
I tell you what.
Awkward.
How do you do it so early in the morning? What, the sun's already up, man. What are you talking about?
Wow. That's awkward stuff. It's uncomfortable. You almost feel bad for him. Almost.
I mean, almost.
Seriously, this is happening so much. You start to think, okay, it's really a thing now. I mean, it's really a thing you have to be worried about.
Mm-hmm.
If he were to be elected, could he make it through his first term even? I don't know.